The blockchain space is getting to the point where there is a kind of ceiling in sight, right? Like, if you talk to the average educated person at this point, they probably have heard of blockchains at least once. And so there isn't an opportunity for like yet another kind of 1000x growth in anything in the space anymore.
Other cross-asset reporter Eric Lam is here. What do you make of Butterin's comments, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly? And has all the easy money been made with cryptos?
I think he's got a good point. The first 5, 6, 7 years of existence for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, it kind of got by on a lot of word of mouth. It started off really, really small and it kind of exploded. We saw the effects of that end of last year. Well, the point is that pretty much everyone and their mom and dad knows what Bitcoin is now, or at least have heard of it. So there isn't like a lost continent of people that don't know about cryptocurrency to buy into it at this point. And that's kind of Butterin's point, is that it's not that's going to drive growth from here. It's going to be getting people more involved and really building out the use case for cryptos, which gives that other leg up.
Right. So you spoke with him, of course. What was he doing in town?
He was in town for a Ethereum industry summit in Hong Kong over the weekend on Saturday. So it was really kind of a big confab of developers talking about their latest ideas, the things they're working on, kind of the bleeding edge of software within the Ethereum network. And he also presented actually at the end as well, talking a little bit about what he's been working on with Ethereum as well.
And institutional money, I mean, how about that angle? Is that the sort of fuel that this asset class generally needs to get that next leg up?
Yeah, like last week we had a lot of back and forth about whether Goldman was going to, bring in their trading desk or not. We're still not really clear. They're kind of said they basically have never had a timeline for this. But that's the ongoing conversation we've had all year. And, it's interesting that Butterin actually commented on that he says, like, in a way, he'd actually be happier if there wasn't any institutional trading for another 5 years. His argument is that if all they've made is something that millionaires trade back and forth between each other, then, what have we actually accomplished here? And I think that goes to his point, again, that he's a real believer in cryptocurrency as the future of money, as like a thing that we can use that has practical economic uses, as opposed to something that is like a Beanie Baby that you trade back and forth.
Absolutely. What do you make of what are people making of the SEC suspending trading in trackers of Bitcoin and Ether?
Well, that's interesting because it comes at the same time as Citigroup is talking about bringing in something called DARs, digital asset receipts, which is similar actually to the securities that just got suspended by the SEC. So it's a lot of questions there. I think the industry is still kind of digesting that because, as you see, we're seeing prices come off a little bit today. The big sell-off was on the weekend, but, we're still figuring out where this stands.